What's up everyone on the internet? Thank you for making this video party. I am so excited to upload this one for you guys because for this video we're going to be taking a look at the bloodiest movie I have ever seen, Renfield. So this is one of those movies that I had intended on watching last year and putting it in October when I had all my vampire videos, but I never really got around to it because I was swamped with so many other things. So yeah, better late than never. So this movie came out back in 2023 and it's pretty much a typical Dracula movie with Nick Cage playing the vampire, and wow, does he put 110% into this role, because it looks like he had a blast making this movie. But what makes this film different from many other Dracula movies is that the stories mainly center around Renfield, who in most Dracula stories is the crazy devoted servant who obtains some of Dracula's powers by eating bugs as a sort of payment for his services. And I like how from the beginning we get a good look at his character and he seems like a pretty decent guy. I mean, yeah, he feeds people to Dracula, but let it be known that he feeds horrible people to Dracula. There's a big difference. But anyway, within the first 10 minutes of the movie, you get a good taste of what's to come when you see the amount of blood and guts that go flying across the screen. I mean, someone's head literally explodes, and at that point I was like, oh, so this is the movie I'm watching. Fast forward to the present day and we see both Dracula and Renfield in the new world, but while Dracula's still having trouble getting used to the times, Renfield is attending a support group dedicated to helping people in codependent relationships. And this is where I realized that if you take Dracula out of the equation, this movie is essentially a self-help book for people who are in codependent relationships, whether it's with a family member, a significant other, or in this case, someone's boss. And I love how, despite the overall theme of the story, the movie is not afraid to be funny when it needs to be, because when you have someone like Nick Cage as Dracula, it's kind of hard to take the movie seriously, which is why they lean so much into the dark humor. Speaking of which, while Nick Cage does a terrific job in overselling Dracula, Nicholas Hoult, our new Lex Luthor, has come a long ways, because with every movie he's in, he's always able to put in a good performance, whether it's the X-Men movies or something recent like The Menu. But anyway, while there is a sort of subplot that basically involves the mafia, the story is mainly about Renfield trying to stand up to Dracula like any other mistreated employee. And I like how this gives the viewer a chance to see themselves as Renfield and the person tormenting their lives as Dracula. Fortunately, I do not have an abusive boss, but I love seeing Nick Cage go nuts as Dracula. And the violence, oh my god, I have never seen that much blood on screen before. Granted, some of it was CG blood, but damn, this movie gives NetherRealm a run for its money, because I feel like a lot of these deaths were inspired by Mortal Kombat fatalities. I mean, there's even a scene where we have an X-ray view of someone's ribs getting crushed, which felt a lot like an X-ray move from Mortal Kombat. Now, while I had a lot of fun watching this movie, I gotta tell you, I did think the violence was a bit excessive, because the amount of blood and guts you see on screen is unbelievable. So if you plan on watching this movie, be prepared to see a lot of arms and legs get ripped off. And without giving you spoilers, I will say that I think the most brutal death is when you see someone's face just get pulled right off, which is crazy, because after watching this movie, I was reminded that a lot of these fight scenes felt like something ripped out of a comic book, because vampires are essentially superhumans. So while the violence is a bit over the top and bloody, the humor in this movie acts as a good way to balance it out. Also, one last thing I liked about the movie is the pacing of the story, because holy crap, with a runtime of just over an hour and a half, the movie wastes no time in getting you from point A to point B. So overall, I really enjoyed this movie. As someone who really likes vampire films, this movie felt like a fresh new take on the character of Dracula. And at the same time, it also shines light on lesser known characters within the Dracula mythology. And I also liked how this movie felt a lot like a comic book movie, with Dracula being the main villain who has an army of thugs that our hero has to overcome with his superhuman abilities. So if you're looking to watch a vampire movie tonight, maybe you should check out this film. But be warned, there is a lot of blood and guts in this movie. Well, that's going to do for this video, guys. That was my overall review on Renfield. If you like what you saw, hit the subscribe button to get always updates from this channel. I'll see you next time in a brand new video. Bye-bye.